Morning. Camera quality seems really poor, so I apologise for that. Right, let you know what's going on. Where shall I start? Training's going well. Training's going very well. Obviously my nerve problem still affects certain things, but pretty much everything's getting hammered apart from quads. It's the only thing at the moment it's just causing me problems on. Training intensity is through the roof. As a result, I am pretty much sore 24/7. Diet's good. In fact, this week I am slightly upping my food intake. I am sticking in another 35 grams of carbs and another 50 grams of protein. It's nothing major, I realise that, but I find that small steps work a lot better for me in increasing food. Drug-wise, I'm currently on 1.75 grams of test nth and a gram of Deca, and I take a high androgen pre-workout suspension. What I'm planning on doing now is introducing Masteron and bringing the test up to 2.5G. The thing is, training intensity wise, I am stimulating growth. There is no doubt about that. The workouts are brutal. In fact, I've had to increase my split to a 4-day split because I just physically cannot do 3 body parts in a session. After 2, I am toast. So what I'm doing now is chest tries, back shoulders, which is a bitch of a workout, but we rotate. So one session it's back first, next session it's shoulders first. I do biceps and quads, and then I do a posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, and calves. There's a couple of reasons for the posterior chain workout. The biggest one is my nerve issue is because, firstly, my glutes don't work at all. They don't fire. As a result, my psoas and, to a degree, my piriformis take the load. My psoas is trapping my thermal nerve. Now this roots at L1, L2, L3, L4, same as the psoas does. So when I had the L3 nerve block, it took some of the pain away, but obviously it didn't cure the problem because it wasn't blocking all the roots of that vein. This also explains why the pain moves around. So there's 2 things I need to do at the moment. One is get that muscle relaxed, a lot harder than it sounds, and 2 is to get my glutes to start working. Now, part of the problem with my glutes not working is that my mid and lower traps don't fire. Surprisingly, these are linked, which explains why I have no overhead pressing power. And it also comes up quite of how much my upper back was taking load when I did overhead press. I mean, I can behind the neck press 230 for 5 reps on my best. Currently I'm struggling with 150 for 6. 150, 160 for about 5-6 reps. That drop in weight of 60-70 kg is the amount of load that my mid and upper back was taking, which is why my shoulders are still growing, but I'm not using anywhere near the weight I used to. Anyway, there's a stretching plan in place to activate as much of everything as I can, and hence the direct glute work. But really, I mean, otherwise, apart from this last week's been bad with nerve pain, but otherwise, I'm good. Feeling good, feeling in a good position. I feel like I'm ready to grow, I really do. I know I can stimulate growth in the gym, so now it's just a case of focusing on creating as much recovery ability as possible, hence the slight increase in gear. I'm also bringing the insulin up to 20 IU pre and 30 IU post, but I'm not changing my carbs. I am carb resistant, and I am insulin resistant. Not to a diabetic level, but I am. So I'm going to keep continually tweaking the insulin until I get to the threshold of what my current carb intake is. Then I know I'm optimizing that drug that I'm using. Growth's coming up to 15 to 18 IU a day. The reason I say the split is that I try and get 3 IU shots in a day, but 5 to 6. Don't always hit 6 because I've got to clear meal times and with work and everything else. I don't always get to eat on schedule. Sometimes I cannot get the shots in because I don't have enough time between meals to be clear. So minimum of 15, but on an ideal 18. That's it really. I mean, everything is in a really good place. The only issues I have are non-gym related and to do with a family member that I spoke of before. That's been a bit of a roller coaster week. At the moment things are quite calm. Earlier in the week I was struggling. I don't feel like I want to train. Once I get there I'm fine. Once I pick a weight up and I start moving, I have absolutely blinding workouts. But it's the getting there bit. That bit's a challenge. I don't want to do it. It's not a lack of motivation from the point of view of what I want to achieve. It's just with other factors it seems less important, I suppose. But we push you through, and things have calmed down on that front anyway, so that's not so bad. So yeah, all really good to be honest. I'm sitting at 365 pounds where I was when I weighed in 8 days ago. And I am the driest and leanest I've been at this weight. I'm not lean bodybuilding standards, but I'm happy condition wise where I am. I'm probably the best ratio of size to condition I've ever had. And I'm going to start growing now. There's no doubt about that. So it's time to push on. Very aggressive rehab protocol for this injury. Lots of physio. Unfortunately work's getting busy as well. But these things have to be done. Oh yeah, I went car shopping. I currently drive a 2006 Passat. Not a bad car. She served me well, but she's got 204,000 miles on her, and she's starting to show her age a little bit. However, the main reason is, to be honest, I just don't fit, and it's starting to become uncomfortable to drive any distance. So I went car shopping yesterday. It's quite strange when you're buying a car based on the fact of whether you can actually fit in it and not whether you like it or fuel economy or everything else. And it does limit your choices, unfortunately. But these are how these things are. One of the joys of being the size I am. Or not, as it may be. I'm going to do a vid probably this week, but it's going to end up being either on the iPad or the phone, so it won't be the best of quality, I'm afraid. Not that this one is either, to be honest. On my artwork, someone's asked me to go a bit more into depth about that, so I will get that done this week. I'm away 2-3 days this week with work, so I'll squeeze it in at some point. Otherwise, guys, all good. So take care, look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.